Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Radha Madhava ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai Gaur Brahmanandi. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, The Creation of the Fourth Order, Chapter 16, Praise of King Prithu by the Professional Reciters. And text number 4. Esha Dharma Pritam. Oh. 5. Okay, 5. Esha Vailoka Palanam. Esha Vailoka Palanam. Bipartikastanautanu. Bipartikastanautanu. Kale Kale Yatabagam. Kale Kale Yatabagam. Lokayor ubayor hitam. Lokayor ubayor hitam. Okay. Isha Vailoka Palanam. Vipartikastanautanu. Kale Kale Yatabagam. Lokayor ubayor hitam. Mataji's. Esha Vailoka Palanam. Vipartikastanautanu. Kale Kale Yatabagam. Lokayor ubayor hitam. Esha Vailoka Palanam. Vipartikastanautanu. Kale Kale Yatabagam. Lokayor ubayor hitam. Esha, this king, Vai, certainly, Loka Palanam, of all the demigods, Viparti, pairs, Eka, alone, Tanao, in his body, Tanu, the bodies, Kale Kale, in due course of time, Yata, according to, Bhagam, proper share, Lokayo, of planetary systems, Ubayo, both, Hitam, welfare. Translation: This king alone in his own body will be able, in due course of time, to maintain all living entities and keep them in a pleasant condition by manifesting himself as different demigods to perform various departmental activities. Thus he will maintain the upper planetary system by inducing the populace to perform Vedic sacrifices. In due course of time, he will also maintain this earthly planet by discharging proper rainfall. Purport. The demigods in charge of the various departmental activities that maintain this world are but assistants to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When an incarnation of Godhead descends on this planet, demigods like the sun god, the moon god, or the king of heaven, Indra, all join him. Consequently, the incarnation of Godhead is able to act for the departmental demigods to keep the planetary systems in order. The protection of the earthly planet is dependent on proper rainfall. And as stated in Bhagavad Gita and other scriptures, sacrifices are performed to please those demigods who are in charge of rainfall. Anat bhavanti bhutani parjanyat ana sambhavaha. Yagyat bhavati parjanyo yagya karma samutbhavaha. All living bodies subsist on food grains, which are produced from rains. Rains are produced by performance of yagya, sacrifice, and yagya is born of prescribed duties. Bhagavad Gita 3:14. Thus the proper execution of yagya, sacrifice, is required. As indicated herein, King Prithu alone would induce all the citizens to engage in such sacrificial activities, so that there would not be scarcity or distress. In Kali Yuga, however, in the so-called secular state, the executive branch of government is in the charge of so-called kings and presidents who are all fools and rascals, ignorant of the intricacies of nature's causes and ignorant of the principles of sacrifice. Such rascals simply make various plans which always fail, and the people subsequently suffer disturbances. To counteract this situation, the Shastras advise Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Eva Kevalam, Kalonas Devanas Devanas Devagatir Anyata. Thus, in order to counteract this unfortunate situation in government, the general populace is advised to chant the Mahamantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangung Langayate Girim Yat Kripatam Ahang Vande Shri Gurun Dina Taranam Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svabadantikam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. This king alone in his own body will be able, in due course of time, to maintain all living entities and keep them in a pleasant condition by manifesting himself as different demigods to perform various departmental activities. Thus he will maintain the upper planetary system by inducing the populace to perform Vedic sacrifices. In due course of time, he will also maintain this earthly planet by discharging proper rainfall. Hare Krishna. Yeah, Prabhupada quotes here from Bhagavad Gita and speaks about the importance of yagya, and that yagya is necessary for the maintenance of the civilization. And in the Bhagavad Gita, there's also spoken about this chakra. The Krishna uses the word chakra. I don't know, was it yagya chakra, karma chakra? You can look it up somewhere. Ja. Weiter? Weiß nicht mehr. Okay, ja. Aber den Vers meine ich ja im 3. Kapitel. Ja. Chakra, ne? Ja, ja. Genau, Cycle of Yagya. Und dass das notwendig ist, das heißt, der Mensch, English, the humans have to engage in the sacrifice, to give to the demigods the devas, yeah, and the devas will give the humans. And this is a natural process, giving and taking, like in any relationship, more or less. And when the humans don't recognize that and respect it, as Prabhupada says here, yeah, of course, then there cannot be any good condition for the humans in the world. But these actually ancient processes, very archaic ancient processes, which are very difficult nowadays, and they are not recommended for this age. So we can be very happy that it's like this, because they are very complicated, and we could not do that actually. Humans could not do that with the same efficiency. And so Krishna is very merciful actually to simplify the process of this Yagya Chakra. To say, just chant my names, which is very easy, and it's very joyful process also. It's not, of course, Yagya is always joyful. Every Yagya is wonderful and satisfying. When we do fire Yagyas or other Yagyas, or Katha is also Yagya. Yagya means any process what you do for Krishna. Anything what you do for Krishna. It's like Seva, Seva and Yagya. Seva is the principle, and Yagya is the application of the principle. So it makes us very, very happy. So, and the chanting of the holy name, this is Yagya. Krishna says actually in Bhagavad Gita, this is the king of all Yagyas. Chapa is the king of all Yagyas. In the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Of all the Yagyas, Krishna says, this is the best. This is one of his vibhutis. In the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains about his vibhutis, his opulences. And he singles out the best among all the different varieties. Among the aquatics, you remember what you see among the aquatics? Yeah, the shark. When you look in the Sanskrit, it's a makara, right? It's a makara. And Prabhupada knew what a makara is, but he said, how can I translate makara? He said, okay, it's a shark. But actually makara is like a mixture, sometimes differently described, mixture between fish and other animals, and it's like a very powerful creature. It's not exactly a shark. No? It's a makara is like some. How can shark? And it's true. Shark is among the aquatics. Even though sometimes dolphins defeat the sharks, there are some situations. But anyway, shark is quite powerful. Yeah, and all that. So many things. And then he says also among the Yagya, I am Chapa Yagya. This is the most important, and that's what we do every day. And this is very pleasing to Krishna. It's very, very pleasing to Krishna. And then we can expect all good in life. All good in life. And Prabhupada criticizes here the modern civilization, which is, especially the leaders, which he calls fools and rascals. He calls the modern leaders of the secular state, the executive branch, so-called kings and presidents who are fools and rascals. Yeah. So they don't know that. Of course, sometimes they try their best. Actually, of course, some are really corrupt and more or less bad. Some are really bad. Yeah. But some are, trying their best. This is their job. Yeah, they try their best for the people, and they don't know better. They don't know better. Yeah? And it's so chaotic nowadays anyways that it's very difficult to bring some order in the society. Especially when the society is so fragmented. Yeah, and everyone wants something different, and you cannot please everyone. Probably every one of you knows that, who was sometimes in some sort of management situation, and you want to, have to manage like a group of people, and there will be always someone who is not happy with that what you do. Yeah, always someone who is not happy with what you do. And it's not that you are mean, but it's just not possible to satisfy all of them. Brian knows that very well. As the temple commander is probably the job where you can offend most devotees. Huh? It's a very offensive job to tell someone to do something. And lots of trouble going on there. No? Lots of politics then against the temple commander. We have to get another one, get rid of him. I want to be temple commander. I think then it's getting better. Huh? Can try. Can try. I think Brian would have no problem if you say, I want to be temple commander. Give me that job. He said, no problem. Here you have it. Like in mature world. I want to be the boss. No? I want to be president. I want to be chancellor. No? They want to do that. No? Of course, they get paid a lot, so you don't get so much pay. No, they get paid a lot. So this is the temptation. Yeah, so when you manage, you have to offend someone, and if so many people want so many different things, it's like impossible, and there are all these fractions and camps, and it's very difficult to bring them all together. But somehow or other, it said this was the expertise of the Vedic kings. They somehow or other could do that. But we have to say also that the people were more qualified. The people were more qualified. Now, if you put now a Vedic king in government, I think he would have a revolution the next day. Like in Vedic times, they were like, oh, Ram, or Prithu, oh, great. Put now a Prithu on the head of Germany. They want to, boo, get down, revolution. We don't want you, because he would be a quite strong leader. And he would get rid of many stupid things, what people do. And they would hate it, even though it's for their good. Like a doctor, right, who says, you cannot do this anymore. If you do that, it will kill you. Like a chain smoker. If you keep on smoking, you will die. Stop it. But the doctor cannot force you to stop. But maybe a king could do something like this. He force you, just puts you in a cell and nothing anymore. You would revolt. Your mind would revolt. Yeah, actually, that's what's going on. It's not that people revolt. The soul is not revolting. The minds are revolting. Because the minds are so conditioned towards a certain so-called enjoyment, and if you take it away, then they are revolting, even though it's for their good. Yeah? Like in any, how to say, wie sagt man, Entzug auf Deutsch. Entzug. You know, when you stop taking drugs, it's called Entzug. And it's very difficult, because you're so much used to it, so addicted. And even though it's good to stop, you cannot do it. And actually, this is the situation for all the conditioned souls. Yeah, we might not be on drugs, but we are attached to sense gratification, and to Maya, and to our egos. And the ideal is to just serve Krishna selflessly and not expect anything for you. To be a complete, selfless, pure servant. But who can do that? We are also revolting. We are the same, we are the same. Yeah, because we should actually serve without any expectation and selflessly, but we cannot do that. And if you become in a situation where we are forced too much service, yeah, people freak out. I need some time for me, I need some free time or something, this, that. Yeah, revolution, Brian, huh? Revolution. Huh? No, I don't know. I don't know.
Is this like the latest?
No. Yeah, you're the one who probably infiltrates everything. You just pretend, oh, the revolution happening? I don't know. Backgrounds, everything organized already. Kommt schon raus mit den Heugabeln und den Fackeln. Where is this Brian? No, it's just an example. I don't know if... Yeah. Sometimes, no, there's nothing going on. I don't know anything. I'm not under his management, so I don't know. This is also the good thing, that I can joke about it. If I would be in another situation, I would really be not so detached. But we are also addicted to sense enjoyment of different kinds, and with time we work ourselves to this selfless devotion. And the story we heard yesterday by Paramahamsa Gaur was really amazing, of Prabhupada's dedication, right? And then when he was praying in the Advaita Bhavan there in Shantipur and coming so often he took it really serious. I really want to serve. I want to fulfill this mission. He wanted to, and he said to him, I got an impossible task by my guru. And what are we doing when we get an impossible task? Or a difficult task? Either we say, it's not possible, I cannot do it. Or we try and fail, and then we say, oh, we cannot do it. Sorry, I cannot do it. But Prabhupada was so dedicated that he said, I have to do that. No matter what. This is my Guru's desire. He asked me to. He would be very happy if I can do it, but I don't know how. And he was frustrated. I was so, I would be, okay, sorry Guru Maharaj, I cannot do it. I tried a bit, or maybe a little bit more even, but sorry, I cannot do it. Can you tell me something else? Or just, doesn't bother me too much. Because I don't take it so serious. But Prabhupada took it so serious, even though he considered it impossible. Like, as I said, if I get something impossible, my logic works like this, not possible, okay, then I don't mind. I cannot do something impossible. Something what is not possible for me, I cannot do it. But Prabhupada thought differently. Impossible or not, I have to do it. And he was frustrated because he cannot do it. Very interesting mindset. And then anyway he did it and was successful. And this person must have been amazing. He reads this magazine he gets from these devotees, and then suddenly he sees Prabhupada in this magazine, World Acharya, this and that, and he was amazed. He was so amazed. And he understood, oh, he made it. He conquered it. He did it. This impossible thing, he did. Wow, so nice. And it was 1980, so Prabhupada was not there anymore. Because he said he would have been, happy to meet him again. Because Prabhupada just told him 1965, right? Oh, I will go now to the West and have this impossible task. Please bless me that I can fulfill it and some or other do it. And then 15 years later, he saw 15 years later, he's got this magazine. It's a very nice, very amazing story. So we have to see that we also we have a revolutionary mind, because we are so conditioned towards what we want to do, and it has to be my way. And if something is not my way, and if I get not treated how I expect it, then we are disturbed. And sometimes are just small things, like incredibly insignificant things, disturb our mind. And we are upset or somehow or other not happy anymore or something. Yeah, so we have to become really, neutral, don't disturb. It shouldn't be a thing anymore. But it's very difficult. In time, maybe next life or something, I don't know. Another birth, some different psychological setting. Because some things you cannot overcome almost. No? We cannot change too much. We can change a lot. But some things, I guess, I don't know how to get rid of that. Yeah, somehow or other, too much ingrained in us, how to say. But still, we should definitely work on us. We should definitely work on ourselves as if we can change everything. If we think, oh, this is how I am, I cannot change that anyway, maybe next life, and we gave up kind of. This shouldn't be there. We should try to change everything. Think, no, I can become a pure devotee in this life, and I can get rid of everything, and I should not be complacent and give up in my work on myself. And anyway, it's not nice to have this ego stuff, right? If you're always, upset because of this and that, it's a terrible life. Terrible life, always someone is, I always have to hate someone. Yeah, it's not nice to hate others, people, especially devotees. You're not happy. What do you think? I'm happy if I hate you. Because why do you decide to hate someone? You think, no, it's good now, I hate you. No. The anger, when you're angry, you want to get it out, and this will make me happy if I get angry. But it's not working. You will go completely frustrated. So in self-restraint and control, there lies the happiness to overcome it. Yeah, but back to this situation, Prabhupada criticizes these modern leaders. He says they are fools and rascals. All of them, all the presidents and all the politicians, all fools and rascals. And from Prabhupada's point of view, yeah, it's definitely true. Definitely, they are all actually from the spiritual point of view, from a wisdom point of view, from a developed personality point of view, they are really fools and rascals and super dumb. and so dumb that you always can get angry that such a stupid, idiotic fool is in such a high position and can, command over so many people. So better not to get informed of politics because you get angry. How such an idiot, what is he saying even? All that he's saying, or she, often also she. I think, my God, because sometimes I get informed a bit, but there are some politicians, especially one, female one right now in Germany. It's incredible how stupid you can be. So, she cannot even speak properly. And she's in one of the highest positions in the German government. She cannot even speak. She mixes up words, and everyone says she's stupid. Everyone says, how can you be so dumb? And is traveling all over the world. Yes, I'm the minister of this, I'm so intelligent, I tell you this, and everyone says, my God, she is like a child, But this is the blessing of Kali Yuga. And the blessing of Kali Yuga is that people don't get good leaders. Yeah. Because as also a child, if you're, we are all children, and some of you might have not so good parents, and this is your karma, that you get a father or mother who is not good. Okay, maybe some of our parents are not bad, but also not perfect. And you say some things my parents did wrong and they mistreated me, or terrible things even. So it's like your karma to get a bad authority. Yeah, so it's the karma of the people to get such fools as leaders. Presidents, dictators, all that. Yeah, who have no clue what is really important in life. But as I must say, many of them, or some of them, they might be materially intelligent, but have no spiritual outlook, and they try their best. They also see that many things are wrong and they want to change something. Yeah, it's very complicated. Nowadays it's so complicated. The world is so complicated. And today is also divided. I think it has never been that divided as now. It's so divided. Like now in Germany also, because of this political situation, what's going on now. People go on the street and demonstrate, we don't want that. And the others go, no, we want that. And they beat each other up on the street, because of these political views. It's not actually anything really happening. Just because there's one party who wants to maybe work together with another party, and the other parties are really fried with them that they want to work together. Because those who want to work together with this one party says, these are all very bad people, and you are not allowed to work together with them. And now they're going to demonstration. Don't work together with them. Don't work together with them. And the other go, no, they should work together. And they're screaming. Nothing really happened, It was nothing really happened. Nothing happened. Or in America, when the president election was going on, right? So much chaos now and so divided. Before it was like, okay, we have to have election now. Maybe he will win, or he or she, or whatever who is there. And then the president is elected. Some will say, oh, sorry, my guy was not winning, what to do, but anyway, and the other say, okay, I was won. But now it's like, no, our guy was not winning, it's so terrible, it's the end of the world. And the other say, no, now everything is great. And the divide is so big. And also in the presidential election this time, there was some decency and some respect. Okay, either you or me will be president, we have some debates, this and that, but it was kind of, with some respect and rules and respect for the person. But now they just, you're an idiot, no, you're an idiot, I will be president, you know, and it's like completely, hysterical. And of course, people also get hysterical. Yeah. And also the positions, they are so far away already. On the one side, they're liberals who want to make everything liberal, kind of everything, and the others who want to more or less say, wait a minute, don't make everything so liberal. And everything shifts towards the liberal. The whole politics, and it's so liberal that it's already crazy liberal. Now we're also liberal, we're quite liberal. But some things are like, this is not normal anymore. This is just outright crazy, right? And then those who say, we cannot be so liberal, this is crazy, then they are labeled as Nazis and radicals and you want to suppress us. No, it's just crazy. This is what you want to do. It's not that we are, how to say, it's just crazy. You cannot do anything what you like in the world and in life. Yeah. Especially if you harm other people. No, I want to do that. You're a Nazi because I'm not allowed to do what I want. It's crazy. But this is right now going on, especially in Germany. Yeah. Very crazy times. And so when you look at this, everything is just messed up. It's just messed up what you can do. So, of course, yeah, we don't have to deal with these things in one sense. We should try to bring Krishna consciousness to the people, but it's also very difficult. Today in the morning I was thinking, Prabhupada founded such a revolutionary, missionary movement, right? And the devotees at that time, they were so driven by spreading Krishna consciousness, and they did all kinds of things. And nowadays we don't do this. Not really. And everyone can criticize himself that why I'm not doing anything. Especially now in this crazy situation. What could I do that the people become Krishna conscious? What could I do? Am I doing already everything I can do to help the people? And before that, devotees were more thinking like this, I guess. Or Prabhupada was thinking like this and told them to do it and they got it, right? But nowadays we are not so self-motivated, right? And I know it's very difficult. How can we do anything? But maybe think about something at least. And there are so many ways how to do it, but some or other we should be concerned about the people and bring more people to Krishna consciousness. And I guess everyone could do something. But we have to have the desire. Like Prabhupada, he really wanted to do this. I want to do that. I want to go to the West. And he was not giving up. Yeah. So we might have not so much, such an high ideal, but at least everyone should think more like, I should think, how can I make a devotee? One devotee a year or something. That's a nice idea. But it's so difficult. It's so difficult. Where do I get the devotee? Where is he? I have to find someone. Yeah, you have to find him, exactly. I think we have to find the devotee. I think this is a good motivation. I want to make one devotee this year. So everyone has to, and then in the end of the year, everyone can present his devotee. This is my devotee. It'll be interesting. Who will be presented to Nrsimhadev. And we offer him to Nrsimhadev. Offering. Sacrifice. Yesterday I read they were like, okay, this is like a little weird connection, but it's called Pashu Yajna or Nara Yajna in the Vedic scriptures. Yeah, in some places there it's explained. But it said Vaishnavas were not doing this so often, more the Shiva devotees. So when they say not so often, what does that mean? Yeah, not so often. Because when Krishna was in Dwarka, and one day there came a messenger, and he came as a representative for hundreds of kings. I don't know, there wasn't even a number, I think 1,000 kings or something. And he said, oh, my dear Krishna, these kings, are in a very bad situation. We got captured by a very powerful person, Jarasandha, right? Jarasandha. We got captured by Jarasandha, and he keeps us in prison because he wants to sacrifice us. He wants to make a human sacrifice. He wants to sacrifice us, so please save us. We are your devotees, and we have no other refuge. So Krishna went there and saved them. Actually, Bhima, because Bhima killed Jarasandha. But it's interesting that Jarasandha wanted to kill all these kings. And it's said that in former times, sometimes it happened that a king sacrificed an opposing king, most of the time to Durga. Like, somehow or other this was a very good sacrifice. And it's explained how to do it. In Shastras explain how to do it, and heavy, or? There was one movie, you saw Indiana Jones. Kalima, Kalima. The third Indiana Jones. They had this, When you rip out his heart. So, and in the 9th canto also there is this explained about the king of, what was his name? I always forget his name. Well, king who had this thing with Varuna, and Varuna wanted to have his son, and then they replaced the son in other sacrifice, and it's very weird. But some or other, the sacrifice of animals, anything sacrificed, somehow is pleasing to some gods or something, and even humans. But this is, of course, very tamastic. This is not what we can do and what we will do. So when we bring our bhaktas, Nrsimhadev will not eat him. Nrsimhadev will accept the love and devotion. I'm sorry for the weird connection. Just because I read this yesterday, I found this, that even Shastra and different Shastras explained about that. But back to the point, that is a nice life's mission. Prabhupada met so many devotees, and he was so happy. And also in the morning today, when we were dancing around Tulsi, I was remembering this story when Prabhupada was giving a lecture. I think I recently told it here, but it's really nice. And was laughing during the lecture. And the devotees asked, "Why are you laughing?" And he said, "Oh, because Narada Muni is there." Remember the story? Yeah, Narada Muni is there. And he said, "Really, where?" "Yeah, he's also there listening to the lecture and watching us and all that." He said, "Really, Narada Muni is here?" And I said, "Yeah, and what is he doing?" And Prabhupada said, "He's laughing." And really, why is he laughing? Because he sees all of you chanting Hare Krishna. Like, it's like when Mahaprabhu walks to Charikanda forest. This is like how Narada Muni sees Kali Yuga people. Kali Yugeros, as my Guruma says, the Kali Yugeros. We are the Kali Yugeros. Yeah. Because if you imagine demigods, this is when they chant Hare Krishna, or from other ages, humans, they were completely different. We are more like, monkey type, It's true. There's a whole philosophy that humans come from monkeys, right? Right? This is your grandfather was a monkey. Imagine. Oh, Opa. It's my Opa. It's actually weird to think that. It's really weird. Or the Oma. But this is what they believe. So how can a monkey become now human? I don't know. Somehow or other. Natural selection, they call it, It's a mystical process. Yeah. So, but in one sense, from one point of view, it's true that we have not so much culture, and we kind of, in our behavior and speech, everything gets degraded. I was in Passau 2 days ago, last week, and I was in this one store, and there was a group of young boys, and they were Germans, but how they were speaking really like, I really wanted to go, "Don't you recognize how you speak? This is a complete rape of the German language. This should be illegal. You should go to prison for that, Hey, Digga, gucke. They speak like this. I think, my God, was I speaking like that when I was a young boy? I don't know. Or one guy also said he was in the bus and he heard some boys speaking behind him, and they were speaking like, Hadlan, let's go to Mekki. No, not that. Hadlan, gehen wir Mekki oder sowas. And they turned around, we were Germans, because they were speaking like Turks. This is like Turkish, German language, So everything gets degraded. People are getting real degraded. And when you look back at people, even like 50 years ago, how they were behaving, how was the culture, how they were speaking. And sometimes I see it, especially with Russian devotees, or devotees from Russian background, they also say, "See" to me. There were 4 boys here like 2 weeks ago, all with Russian background, and they were quite young. And everyone said, "See" to me. "Man sieht mich." And in English you don't have that. And I immediately knew they are from Russian background because they still have that. And they say, "Yeah, it's respect." And maybe sometimes I heard that they even say "see" to their parents, but in the Russian language itself, not in German. Yeah. So there was still more culture and all that, and how you speak and how you express yourself, how you move and all that. So everything gets degraded. No? So just wanted to make the point that imagine a demigod. How they speak, how they look, how they behave, how they move. It must be very, very eloquent and very erhaben. How to say erhaben? Huh? Sublime, yeah, very sublime. And even you see it in Prabhupada. That's what they glorified also in Prabhupada, that Prabhupada's movements are very sublime, isn't it? Very sublime. How he took things, how he drank, how he behaved like this. It was very interesting. So of course when Narada Muni sees us, then he thinks it's like, very funny. It's like Charikant Forest Kirtan. How we behave, and then how we dance. It's very like when we go on Harinam and there's some drunk persons. I mean, we find it very funny when he chants Hare Krishna. Or some group of people and they Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, because look at them, very cute, very nice. So Narada Muni is very cute, very nice. Huh? We think, Hare Krishna, so sublime, we are so great. Yeah. So Prabhupada saw Narada Muni laughing at the devotees, but not at the devotees. Of course, Krishna is very happy when we do that. Like my son now, when he says something spiritual or sings, and it's very cute, it's very wonderful, it's great. Even though he messes up everything, he cannot. But somebody sits there and then he plays with his Playmobil toys. Krishna, Yashoda. It's very nice. It's great. No? When he sings, Namaste, Namaste. Yeah. So, yeah. But back to this point. Huh? So that we should have some eagerness. How to transform someone, huh? As Prabhupada says, make swans out of crows. Prabhupada sometimes says, I make swans out of crows, because crows are not so nice animals, but swans are very nice. And now find some devotees. It's very difficult. No. Okay, anyway, I don't have to say so much about this for today. Yeah, any questions, anything to add? Yes?
You said that if nowadays one would have a king like Prithu,
yeah,
then people would just revolt. And my thought that
I wouldn't say must not be like that, but the chance is there, because you can see now. Sorry to interrupt. Because you can see that nowadays the politics and people's mind is at times so far away from decency, and this is what's right now going on, like with these immigrants as example. There's so many immigrants are coming and doing really terrible things, and now people say we have to stop that and we have to close the border. But then there are the others who say, no, this is racist. Everyone should come, no borders, this is nonsense, and they are all completely against decency. You can, I lock my door, we should lock our doors, or we have gates or whatever, and not everyone can come in, also in your house, in your flat, in the temple. You see, who are you? Is it okay that you come? Are you, not dangerous? So it's normal to check who is coming in. And you say the whole country, we check nobody, everyone can come in. And of course you see what's the chaos, what's going on. So there are people revolting against decency. So if Prithu, like a king of Prithu, who would say probably way more restrictive things, would stop many things. Or he would be more lenient, say, okay, gradually we work towards a more higher situation. I don't know how he would manage it. Like from one day to the other, or understand we need some time to do it. Okay, anyway, yeah.
And I was thinking that such a king would need the support of brahmanas who are able to present and make popular the mode of goodness in society. And when people, they become educated, like you said, they're not qualified. So when people would become qualified to follow such a king, do you have some thought on that? And
Yeah,
how it's relevant to like nowadays?
It's a good point that education, for sure, if people get more educated, you can do a lot, definitely you can do a lot with society, because many things which are prevalent in society, like in these demonstrations which are going on right now, most of the people more or less have no clue. No, actually they have no clue. They are just instigated by this or that situation. They don't know really why they are for or against something, actually, many of them. And this is also the critique on democracy. Because people can vote even though they actually don't know what they are voting for. So that's why we are actually not we, democracy has also its advantages, but I would be more for like aristocracy. Aristocracy means like the rule of the best. Aristo, means like the best. I mean, actually there should be a rule of the best people who are brahmanas, actually. These are brahmanas. And there's one who is executing their decisions. This is a king. And he has to be one among them. But this is called a constitutional monarchy. A constitutional monarchy means there's a constitution, there are some rules, and the monarchy has to abide by that. In contrast to absolute monarchy, where there's no constitution, the king himself is the constitution, he can do whatever he likes. This is problematic. And the Vedic ideal was more or less a constitutional monarchy, with one element of, as also in Plato spoke also about the philosopher king, and there was like a gremium of intelligent people who were ruling everything, and they had to abide by heavy rules. Actually, he said this council of the sages, they must be brahmacharis. Very interesting. That they must be brahmacharis. They have to be pure. They have to always be aloof from all material influence, and only then they can rule. Because this is nowadays the situation that the politicians are so corrupt. Often they are corrupted by their own desires, or they are corrupted by other agencies, or by some ideologies. They don't rule out of purity. They are always corrupted by something, and then it's not working. So, but yeah, back to your point that there must be some education. People can get educated towards some lifestyle, and the education is now so bad in this regard that people are losing their morals. Like in American universities, they really believe that there are 500 trillion genders and things like this. This is not normal anymore to say there's just men and women. There's so many genders, and the weirdest genders you can imagine. It's like a whole zoo of craziness what's going on. And these are all in the universities, all students. And so offensive if you go there and say there's just men and women. It's very normal, men and women together. This is family. You're a Nazi. They beat you up. They want to kill you. This is so offensive what you say. So the world is crazy. But they're educated towards that. It's not that they woke up one day, I think there are 5 million genders and everyone can believe he can be whatever he believes in. And this. No, they are educated, the whole system. That's why they say the universities are all subverted, politically subverted. Ideology, there's so much ideology going on. It's not science anymore. And of course, this trend can be also, reversed. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and then people get more sane. Now they are kind of more or less crazy. By the education and by media, by politics, and it's just a whole breed of Kali Yuga nonsense ideas.
Do you have experience of that? That some of your followers?
Yeah, sometimes. Sure, because it's so prevalent. Different things they believe in, or which is not, where I have to have a different position, But in general, I don't go too much into these mundane topics because I want to give something else, right? I want to give Krishna consciousness, which is more or less transcendental. Of course, we have some social views here and there, but put the focus more on that where we agree, and I try to bring in everyone. But I had sometimes someone, and I would say in my field and my viewers and my group is kind of more spiritual, definitely, but also more conservative, I would say. Goes more along with actually what we also believe in a social framework. And sometimes I have some who are more from a more liberal maybe background, and they often have problems. Because it's not that we are only focused on Krishna, right? There are so many other topics, and then it goes more into social views, and which are more conservative, and this is then where they start to have problems, because they can sometimes not accept it. Where I tell them, come on, it's not so important, don't get messed up because of that. You will lose your connection to Krishna in one sense, because suddenly you put everything in one pot, and then you cannot surrender anymore, because you are agitated by what even Prabhupada says or what devotees say. Yeah, and then they have problems. And I had sometimes someone who is like really establishment, complete, how to say, everything what media says is right, and the whole thing, science is right, and pro-vaccination. This is almost already, where someone stands. If someone is running around with a mask still, then probably there's so much going on there. Corona was a good divider. Where do you stand? Really, I must say. A lot came out at that time. It was crazy. Yeah. That's the problem. Okay? Yeah, Akila Prabhu.
So yes, we can see, and it's natural that times are getting worse. Kali Yuga is progressing. I can look back 50, 60 years and remember. And also politicians, everything is getting worse. But in this Kali Yuga, there is this spiritual sprout of this movement, for example, growing. Everything is getting worse, but something is getting up. Everything goes down, but something's going up. Do you know something that is getting better in political life?
Yeah, this is very complicated, I don't want to out myself too much. But I think the divide is so big now, and we lost a lot of common sense. People lost a lot of common sense, and now there's like a pushback by those for who this is too much. Like with this gender stuff, the corona thing, the war situation, especially with the Ukraine-Russia thing, and how the reaction was, the worldwide reaction. So there are many things which are getting kind of out of hand, and there's a lot of opposition now. And you can see politically, more or less worldwide, but especially also in Europe, there's such a huge pushback towards, and many points of this pushback I would say are right. Not everything is right, but many things are right. So we can say it's not that this complete, sensual outlook through these liberal views is completely taking over. There's a strong pushback politically, and you can see it in Germany, in Austria, in France, in Italy, in England, actually more or less everywhere, America. And many points of this pushback are more in our, also our points, so to say. Yeah. Even though your generation and your devotees who joined Prabhupada's devotees, more or less, they came more or less all from a very liberal, anti-establishment at that time, revolutionary, communistic background, which is actually way further away from that what Prabhupada in social terms wanted to communicate. It's very interesting. And many of these views are still prevalent through this generation also in ISKCON. Yeah, so we can see that sometimes also older devotees, they lean towards more the left I think in the Corona situation we could see that very much so. It was really terrible. Actually, the ISKCON leadership behaved so bad, and I'm really frightened with them. Many of them, I have to really say, that they were even telling their disciples to get vaccinated and all that stuff. It is so crazy. But this comes from, I don't know what. So this was really bad. So that was not good. And ISKCON leadership should be very careful in future how to position themselves politically also. Because I think it was also, we want to position ourselves more towards establishment, we don't want to be with the fringe, we don't want to be with the anti-vaccination people, we don't want to be into conspiracy theories, and better go the big route. But now it comes back. There's so much rethinking going on worldwide. What happened actually in this corona? Because in the corona situation, the power was so strong and people could not think, but now it's over. And those who were thinking, who were strong, who were still against it, now they get bigger and they say, hey, we want to reevaluate the whole thing. What were you doing? Politicians and you and vaccination people, what were you doing at that time? Hopefully it will come back and they will get punished.
Just a point on this, because they are planning another pandemic for this year.
There's a speculation.
And even the corona on the 2012 London Olympics, they were, it's okay, thank you, Prabhu.
That's for online.
It's for the no, I don't have anything to say
Okay.
on that. No, just
of course. There's so many speculations. I know what you mean. But all this, what will come, I heard so many things, and maybe not. We don't know. Planning there is always going on, but what will come is something else. Always plan, but what's coming is something else. Yeah. Anyway, I think, as Makila Prabhu said, the good things also increase. We should look at that, how we can preach more, can bring more devotees, but at the same time understand this is a very difficult times. And also for preaching, we have to be very careful what to say and what to not say, and understand your crowd, what can you say. It's very difficult. You have to be very intelligent and differentiate. Yeah. Okay, go Gita.
This carefulness definitely comes in, because when I was in England, just as in America, one sees how crazy it becomes. Like the children in school are asked to what gender they want to be referred to.
Yes.
So he, she, or they. Sorry, not even proper English, but anyway. So it's like a strange part that it's even been put into their brains that they have a choice. And, teenagers are anyway rebellious. But then there is this whole level of thinking which is now going on as to they have to accept everything. And I heard from a Prabhupada disciple in America, there were some major problems because she was just stating, say, how things are seen in our view. And then there was a whole collision with the family, the younger, just because these things are infiltrating in such a deep way.
Yes.
It's like crazy. I think I saw adverts and there's, like same gender kissing on the advertisements. And, it's all like coming in such a way that even in our preaching mission, one has to then be very careful also, right?
That's what I said, we have to be careful. Unfortunately, because people are so hysterical when they hear something like this. And with this gender stuff in the schools is so demonic and so bad. But as I said, there is some pushback towards that, because it's not that only we see that it is stupid and bad and crazy. Many people see that, and there's a strong pushback. And I don't want to say he's good at this or that, but now Trump is in the government, and one of the first things he did, he was stopping this gender stuff. He said there are only 2 genders. And this comes from the most powerful person in the world. He's the president of America. It's still super powerful. And there's a strong pushback against that. And America was especially crazy with that. And in Germany also, there's a new law. Every year you can change your gender now. Every year you can say, now I'm a woman. I could say that. I could say I'm a woman, and then in my passport, in my legal documents, everything, okay, you're a woman. And next year I can say, no, I'm a man. Or I'm transgender. You can just say that, and it's okay, you're a woman. And if you say I'm not a woman, and if you don't call me by my name, which is then Ananga Manjari or whatever, I can sue you. Oh, you did not call me my female name, you say not sie. This is very bad. I can sue you. You have to call me like that. This is Germany now. Yeah. And they have a problem with that because there was recently a man, he had to go to jail, and he said, I'm a woman, I want to go in a female jail.
Where did they put him? They put him in a...
No, they're doing this. He has to go to the female jail. And then he is raping the female inmates. They have a big problem with that now. Always the bathrooms or whatever. It's completely crazy. Or there's one guy, he was a swimmer. Everyone knows this, Liam Thompson. He was a swimmer. But he was not so good a swimmer. And he said, okay, I'm a woman. Now he swims against the female. And he wins everything. He's the best swimmer in the world now, female. And the women also, this is crazy. They are so upset, but they cannot say anything against him. Or there's even one weightlifter who says, I'm a woman. Of course he beats. But now in America, the new government stopped that. Not anymore. Before it was, this is very good. This is liberal. This is very fun. We are very modern. This is how it should be, you know. Yeah, so maybe there's some problem. Some guy comes, brahmachari, but then he says, no, I'm a Mataji, dress in sari, want to live in Mataji ashram. If you not allow me that, you're all Nazis. And he sues all ISKCON. Crazy times can happen. Who knows, you know. So, but there's, as I said, a strong pushback now against all that. And we can just hope that this goes through and people get somehow sane again, you know. Yeah, craziness is incredible. Craziness is incredible. Okay, Sanjay? Last point.
During the festival now, Tapas Prabhu, he spoke about the topic also quite strongly. And from what he spoke, I got that impression that actually people, whether they follow that or not, but from such a condition they suffer so badly. There's so much emotional, confusion.
Yes.
And I was thinking, in one sense,
one is the psychological thing, but the other is the physical. Because very often, it is so bad if a woman says, "Oh, I'm a man now." Very often they cut their breasts, you know. And they are sometimes young. They are 14, 13, and their parents have to allow this transition. And then they get older and are not teenagers anymore. And say, "What have I done?" But it's too late. And they're completely messed up, and there are many like that. And they now go also public and warn and say, this is really bad, don't do that, we shouldn't make advertisement towards that. If your child says, I want to be a boy or girl, don't support that, you know, because this now they want to liberalize also the law, that the child can, from a certain age, decide for himself. The parents have no say anymore. If your 10-year-old child says, I want to be a boy, even though it's a girl, then you have to follow that, you know. They make complete weird laws. The parent,
I was thinking the suffering from such a condition. In one sense, it's like the ultimate push that can bring people to take to Krishna conscious philosophy, because
sometimes, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe it could happen even on a big scale at one point, because it's so bad that you need the best thing to counteract it. I was thinking.
A suffering condition can be helpful for surrender, but not always. Huh? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, someone suffer, 4 kinds of people surrender to me. One is the person who suffers, but from my point of view, if you have some inclination towards piety and you suffer, you go towards God, you surrender. But if you have more inclination towards atheism and you suffer, you become more averse towards God. Because this is one of the biggest arguments for atheism, right? Is this argument of suffering. Why is there suffering in the world? This is one of the strongest arguments, and this is all supported by this atheistic tendency. Yeah. Theodice, no, they call it the Theodice problem. Okay, on this happy note, joyful, nice, Hare Krishna, Krishna conscious Bhagavad Gita. Sorry. Sometimes we go into this direction. Huh? Not too much either. Huh? Krishna consciousness is the solution for the whole world. Nobody is a man and woman anyway. It doesn't mean we can change this back and forth on a material point of view. No, from a spiritual point of view. Yes, you're right. I'm not a man, I'm not a woman. Right, you're a soul. So, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Brahmanande.